This is so impromptu of me to come on live on this page. I haven't seen you guys in a really long time. I've been really focused on helping dancers stay active on my other page, my personal page. I thought I'd come on here and post workout, literally just finished my workout at home, do some stretches for you guys. I've had quite a few people, like personal clients, say, hey, like, what do you say when you do this? Or like, you said it so differently. Like the cues that I use while I'm stretching are more dance-based. I use them in my dance practice a lot, and then I bring them over into my fascial stretch therapy. So I thought I would go through some of the exercises that I have in my mini stretch guide verbally as I do them. So if you want to do them with me, if you're like, let's take 10 minutes to stretch, let's do a couple together. So all I'm going to use is a band. And that is it. That's all I need to stretch. And I say a band because it's going to help with the leverage and help you relax into your stretch so that you can let your tissues kind of unwind and whatnot. And I don't have a yoga mat, which is really funny. I'm a dancer and someone who's at the gym a lot and don't have my own mat. So invest in that if I'm going to be in my house for a really long time. Anyways, we're going to start with a pec stretch because I did a lot of push-ups today and yesterday, and I did not stretch my pecs properly, which I know better. I know better. So my pec stretch, I'm going to do sitting down, is you're going to grab your hands behind your back like normal, or if you can't do that, here's where the band comes in. You're just going to hold the band as much as you can. There's 3 different cues that I use. So I send my hands down and away, go sideways. My hands down away from my sternum. As my sternum floats up and forward, my hands float down and back. And then I send my shoulders beside me. I send them out to the side. And then I lengthen my tailbone away from my head. And then I do everything all at once. And then I relax. I breathe in. I exhale. I send my hands down and away, my sternum up and away, and I can bring my hands as they're traveling out and away. They do come up a bit. I breathe in. I send my shoulder blades out to the side, and I lengthen my tailbone and my head away from each other. And then I do all 3 at the same time, and I relax. Last time. Breathe in. Exhale, lengthen out everything. And the shoulders move away from each other. And the tailbone away from the head. And everything out. And then I give them a little roll. So that's my pecs. And I say the shoulders go away from each other because we want them to lengthen the front of the chest. We don't want to just do this and kind of like collapse, or even do this and then that's the end of our stretch. We can get more of a stretch if we like lengthen our shoulder joints out to the side. You'll feel so much more of a stretch in the front of your chest and in your shoulders, in the front here of your pecs. All right, and then I'm gonna take my arm across. I've got my right arm, if I'm nearing you, I think. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. Right arm, anyway. You're gonna press back. You're gonna wiggle your fingers one way. You're gonna send your shoulder, this shoulder in the opposite direction. You're gonna gently press your hand back. You're gonna lengthen your tailbone away from your head. You're gonna take a nice breath in. And out. You're gonna lengthen your fingertips one way and your shoulder joint the other way. As you're doing that, pressing back, lengthening the spine, breathing in and out. Good, shake it up, other side. So drawing it across, come into frame. I really hate vertical, so you're so horizontal. So we can lengthen our spine first, actually, that would be a great one. And keeping these lower ribs and not letting yourself do any of this sitting. No. Yeah, we want tailbone pointing down towards the floor. So we are engaging the lower abs and we're bringing the lower ribs in. Nice and engaged. And then we pull across, fingertips, shoulder in the opposite direction, pressing back, keeping that nice long spine in the beach core, lengthening, breathing in and out. Again, fingertips wiggle. And lengthen the shoulder blade, press it back. And lengthen, breathe in, filling up the lungs in a three-dimensional way. Feeling the back of the ribs expand. And out. Nice. Now I'm going to come down and stretch my quads and my hamstrings. And I always stretch my quads first before my hamstrings. We don't want the hamstrings to be, the quads to be gripping when we're trying to do our hamstrings, which a lot of people happens. They're like, I have such tight hamstrings because, well, your glutes are tight, but also your quads can be pulling in, not letting you actually access and get the stretch. So that's what I do. And I learned this stretch from my first personal trainer, Brian Jobs, out in Langley. And I give it to everybody. It is a staple in my life. But this is where the band really comes in. So you're going to wrap the band around. We're going to stretch first, and then we'll see. So it's hard on verticals. I'm going to scoot back. Okay, so coming down on your stomach, wrapping the band around your foot, bringing your knees together, and then pulling the band over your shoulder, and you're just going to chill out there for a hot second. And when we're all chilling here, I'm just going to let everybody know that's joining. Hello and welcome. I thought I would stretch today after my little workout. I always should stretch after my workouts. But I thought I'd just pop on here and do them with you guys because I miss you. I miss stretching people. I miss helping you guys release and unwind. My love language is touch, and it's really hard not to touch people. So I thought I would just come in and verbally go through my mini stretch guide, a couple of the stretches with you guys, so you have it verbally. And I am recording this, and I will post it. So if you want it, you can head over to my website and join my mailing list, and I will link it in an email probably later today or early tomorrow or something. We'll see. Just get on the list. It is recording. Okay, so quad stretch, my favorite. Relax the quad, relax the booty, relax the stomach. Let the band help you do the work. Okay? If this isn't a stretch for you, you're going to take this leg that's straight and you're going to wiggle the knee out to the side. Ooh, I'll flip around. Can you see it? Yeah. You're going to wiggle it out to the side, okay, as much as you need. This foot that's being stretched stays in line with your hip, so don't let it wing out, yeah? Keep it in line. You can then just gracefully and gently fan your heel like a little light bulb, little flashlight along your glute. And as you fall inwards gently, you'll find a stretch on the outside of the hip a bit. And then when you find you roll outwards, you'll feel the stretch more on the inside of the hip joint. So where all the muscles are attaching, we're just getting those different angles in the tissues, different angles in the muscles. We're fanning all the little cobby webs. And then you're gonna bring the knees back together. You're gonna be really, really stealth here. You're gonna open up your band. You switch your feet. And then you're back on the other side. So again, knees together, yeah? Let the band be pulled. Relax, chill out. A lot of people who have psoas issues, tight psoases, this one, you might need to put like a pillow underneath your stomach, maybe. But I had a lot of psoas issues dancing, and my quads were over tight. So you can just imagine an overactive psoas, an overactive quad. I was like always in a contracted motion, always putting on so much stress. So I started doing this to loosen up my quads, and my psoas, funny enough, would be like, it would feel the weirdness. It would just like start to like unwind literally from having to be in a contracted state all the time. So training your tissues to unwind and release and let them glide and slide the way they need to. I love this one. Okay, take out your knee if you need to get more of a stretch. And then fan your little heel flashlight along your booty, feeling the inside and the outside of the upper quad, maybe even lower quad attachment areas by the knee that you might feel a little stretch there. Again, always wanting to feel good, not stressful, not pinchy, no jabby sensations, ease off. We want it to like feel nice, but if we find a sticky spot like right there, it's a little sticky, we're just gonna breathe into it, open it up. I like to tell my clients, and I'll tell you, if you feel like there's a tension spot, a sticky spot, you're gonna breathe in, particle dust of that sticky spot are gonna fly away, and then you're gonna exhale, particle dust falls away from that spot too. So lots of people, we breathe in and we contract. When we're stretching, we wanna just keep releasing, keep releasing, keep releasing, keep releasing. So if we can breathe in to release and breathe out to release, you're gonna find it feels good. Awesome. Bring the knees back together. Whoop, whoop, and take yourself out. Flip onto your back now for a hamstring stretch. Set yourself up. Again, I hate vertical. Take a foot in the band. Pull the band towards you. Now, here's the fun part, y'all. You can keep the other foot bent if you like, but it's easier for you. I want you to completely relax your quad. Let your femur fall into the hip socket and let your heel fall up towards the ceiling and the toes fall down towards your face. We're not physically flexing the foot right now. We're just letting that stretch go from the hip joint and the back of the pelvis. We're letting it go up and then it falls. So there's like this stretch cycle. So we want the front of the leg to just be relaxed. Yeah, as much as it can possibly be. Keep releasing it, keep relaxing it, and letting the stretch come from the back of the pelvis, around, up, behind the knee, through the calf, out the heel, and then the toes fall towards the face, and there's like water rushing down the front of your leg. So you pull as you need. If you're like out here, cool. Keep releasing in that motion until you can start to like etch your heel up. Your leg fits perpendicular, and then you can bring it to wherever you need to bring it to. Wherever you are in this stretch, even if your face is like, if your foot is by your face, you can still relax more on the front of the leg. Find the stretch coming up the back of the pelvis and through the whole back side of the leg, and then letting the toes fall towards your face. And you want to pull down so that the band helps you and you're not muscling it. Again, it's about releasing right now. For fun, you might not think this is fun, but it's for fun. You're gonna slightly bring your leg across your midline. You'll feel it. Yeah. Ooh, hello. And you're just gonna like little circles. Just itty bitty circles. And when you're doing this, you're sending your hip in one direction, so away from you, as your toes are gonna fall up and out on the opposite diagonal. So making little diagonals. It'll be better if I show it on the other side on the screen. And then you're gonna bring it back. And you're gonna do a little flex of the heel. Ooh, feel the bird. It's a good one. It's a good one. And let it go. And there's different ways I can let my leg go. Sometimes I plop it down like that. Other times I really take a nice, long, extended stretch. But for the sake of this little video and this little stretch, because I have to hop on a call in a bit, we'll just plop it down, okay? All right, other foot. So dropping the femur into the hip socket, letting the stretch come from behind the pelvis, through the glute, out the hamstring, behind the knee, out the calf. Shoots out the heel, lets the toes fall, and then I don't have a word to replace But if you have a word that depicts that sensation of a fully relaxed quad as much as possible, that we're not gripping and holding, you just tell yourself that. Okay, so we want to drop this femur, let it fall into the ground, let your pelvis lay, the back of it like widens onto the floor. Good. All right, sending that stretch out that heel, letting the toes fall towards your face, pulling the band a little bit more, and feeling the stretch. If you also feel like you're popping in your back, I want you to bring your lower ribs down towards the floor, like you have a weighted blanket on you that's going to allow you to melt into the floor. Yeah, we don't want to be holding ourselves up off the floor. We want to, even if our leg is out here, how can we let yourself pull your leg? So you're going to use your arms and your band to help you, and then I want you to relax as much as you possibly can into the floor at any single angle you're at. Bring your leg across your midline. Oh, feel that. Be okay with that. Giggle. It can be like, oh, hello. Okay? Then it's sending this hip down and away over here, and then sending the toes up and over there. If you want, you can slightly invert your foot a little bit, and you'll feel a lot right here. No one likes to go there, but we do need that stretched. So we're not pulling, we're directing our body on a nice long diagonal. So this is going down and out, and the toes are going up and away. Beautiful little circles. When I have a client on the table, they go, ooh. If they've never felt it before, or their eyes go really wide, I'm like, got it, found it. And then I back off a bit because it can get a little intense. All right, and bring it back. And another little stretch of the hammy and calf. Woo! Yeah, all right. Put it down, shake it out. We're gonna end with one more. Ooh, good old hairdo there. End with one last one, which is the glutes. So you can either cross one leg over, if that is how you are at today, or you can tuck them under, and we're guiding our knees together. And we're just gonna sit up as much as we can. Our lower ribs are gonna be in, our shoulder blades are just gonna be hanging, our shoulders are gonna be relaxed. I like to think of the shoulder girdle, I learned this from Counter Technique, as the necklace of the body of the rib cage. It just kind of like hangs on our rib cage, and we'll attach right here at the sternum, but that we're just relaxed, and the necklace just hangs off of us like the shawl. Our arms and our whole shoulder girdle is like, you know, when people put on a jacket but they don't put their hands in their sleeves, like that. If that resonates with you in any way. So cross them legs, relax them feet. If your feet are starting to hurt, or your ankles are hurting, sometimes I get a little bit of pinchiness in my knee. Just flex the foot. Just, you know, take it off a little bit. And flexing is just going to create a little bit of a difference in the stretch. It's going to relax some areas. And then you can kind of like play with how much you need to flex, or point sometimes. If you do get some pinching in the knee, you can take, but it's not like the knee, it's kind of like a little bit further down. You can just take your hand and just kind of pull the calf muscle away from the knee. And sometimes that's all you need, is just a little bit more space there. So just do that. So I'm gonna go to a diagonal, and my hands are gonna be slightly in front of me, or wherever they need to be for you. But mine are just gonna be right in front of me a little bit. I'm going to lengthen my tail bones, my sit bones down and away on this diagonal as I send my shoulders, ears out and up and away. And then my hands are here just to kind of stabilize me. My lower ribs are in, I'm not arching. Yeah, I'm keeping a nice long spine. And then as I keep directing, keep breathing, like lengthen. One breath is to lengthen the sit bones. One breath is to lengthen the shoulders and the ears out. And then one breath is to put them both in action. And then one breath in and out. Feel the sit bone spread. And one breath in and out, expanding shoulder blades, ears, and hands. And then one breath, everything goes together. So I can inhale and I can stretch. And exhale, I can stretch. So by stretch, I mean expand, lengthen, direct your body. So sit bones away from the shoulder blades, from the shoulders, the ears, the head. And then we're gonna just fold over, relax it all. And then a breath in, lengthen everything away from everything. The shoulders can go wide, the rib cage can go wide, the back of the pelvis can widen and open up. And release. And then you're just gonna roll up. Head's the last thing. Shake it out. Other side. And then we'll be done. All right, get nice and comfortable. So yeah, when I go over that far part, my toe, because we're also stretching like the spiral line and the lateral line, and all of the lines kind of get a little twisted down there in the stretch. My toe pulls, so the tendon run underneath my toe pulls, so I just like flex it and it just takes a little bit of that tension off. So just play with what you need. Okay, get nice and tall. Feel the sit bones away from the head and shoulders. Lengthen that spine, lower ribs in. Nice. Take your hands where they need to be. Start to find a little diagonal. Now, if this is your diagonal, you work this diagonal. You just keep finding more space in the joints. So we often compress the joints when we're stretching. We just kind of like crunch down and fold and try and get more flexible, and try and get more of a stretch, but that doesn't actually work. More space in the joint, more space for the joint to do its job and to move. So even at the front of the hips, you can create more space by allowing your front body to kind of guide back to like your spine, and then the back part of your body can open up and you can find more of a fold in the front, because the front is going to just fold on in, and then we're going to find more room by opening the back of our body. And the softening, so it's not about gripping in and pulling in, it's about doing this to the body. That's how I just imagine it all coming in, and then it opens and I find more space. So we lengthen, we breathe in, we lengthen our sit bones, down, out, and away. And we breathe in, we lengthen our shoulder joints and our ears, up, out, and away. We can widen our back body here, widen our pelvis, widen our rib cage out to the side. And we can chill out. We can reignite that stretch. Breathing in, sending sit bones down, back and away. Shoulders, ears, up, out, and away. Falling into the stretch a little bit more. Completely letting go. Ooh, there's some sticky spots in here. Breathing into the sticky spots, so as you breathe in, they release. As you breathe out, they release. I'm doing this to mimic particles dissipating. I'm a very visual person, so I like to imagine my body doing cool things. And let's reignite the stretch one last time. So everything lengthens, directs, widens, spacious joints. My vertebrae is more spacious. My hip sockets are spacious. My IS joints are spacious. My toes are spacious. In between my ribs, the intercostal muscles are more spacious. And then relax over, roll it up. and we're gonna be done for the day. So let me come closer to y'all.